That's right, my friends, we're back with another video, and if you can't guess from my head at the moment, we're talking about creepers yet again. We're actually answering a question in this video, and that question is, which creeper farm is the best? In front of me I have built 6 different creeper farms. However, they're actually just the 3 top creeper farms, the 3 most popular creeper farms searched on YouTube, and today we're testing them. First up, we have my creeper farm, the one I built and made a tutorial for not too long ago. Link to that video down in the description. This is an adaptation of Gnembon's Mob Farm, which turns it into an exclusively creeper and spider farm, doing away with all skeletons and zombies, theoretically increasing the amount of creepers you get. However, in the course of this video, we will be comparing it directly with Gnembon's updated farm. This is just a mob farm. It will produce skeletons and zombies as well as creepers and spiders. However, it has been updated with the light blocking shell around it, which is needed since 1.18 has come around. Now, both of these farms have been configured to have 4 functional platforms at all times. There will be water on half of the platforms and alternating in between. For that reason, I have configured our competitor farms to have similar amount of spawning platforms available at all times. The first of our competitor farms is Chapman's Hourglass creeper farm that makes use of cats and carpets instead of water. The carpets prevent spiders from spawning, which theoretically should up your percentages of creepers. Our second competitor is Shelkercroft's creeper farm. Now this one uses a very similar principle to Chapman's, also making use of cats and carpets. Same theory, however this one only requires 1 cat, far simpler to set up in my opinion. It is larger though. As I have said, I have also built variants of these farms, which are both stackable, to compare directly with our creeper farm way off in the distance for available spawning platforms at all times, both for the Chapman farm as well as the Shelkercraft farm, 4 layers available. All 6 farms make use of the same killing mechanism, campfires. This way creepers will be dispatched at the same pace, allowing for new spawnable slots in the mob cap to occur at the same rate, funneling in to the same amount of chests in roughly the same position. I've also set up AFK platforms in exactly the same position and orientation with respects to the killing platforms, killing chambers for each of these 6 farms, exactly 114 blocks above each killing platform. Now it doesn't have to be exactly 114 blocks, but always keep in mind this graph when deciding on your AFK position. Now my friends, I have 6 farms to test. I am going to be spending exactly 10 minutes in each farm's AFK station, and then we will compare them at the end. For each one of these tests, I will start off in the platform, currently in peaceful mode, only switching to hard once I'm in position and ready to try and keep these tests as fair and consistent as possible. To that same note, at the end of the 10 minutes, I will revert back to peaceful to prevent any mobs from spawning while I am in the process of getting down to the farm. A little bit over an hour later, I think we're ready to look at some results. I spent 10 minutes AFK at each of these 6 farms, and now I get to tell you exactly what I found. We're gonna start with the farm that I built a detailed tutorial for not too long ago. Again, video link in the description. This is my adaptation of Gnembon's Mob Farm. All it does is it excludes the spawning of zombies and skeletons, limiting the amount of resources or limiting the amount of aggressive mobs that can take up the mob cap at any given point in time. Here are the results for this one. In the 10 minutes that I spent AFK, I got 253 gunpowder. I also got about 2.5 stacks of string, and surprisingly enough, 1 or 2 skeletons managed to make their way into the farm. I don't know how, but they did. That works out to just over 1,500 gunpowder per hour AFK at this farm. That, my friends, is going to be our benchmark for all of the others. Starting out with the single layer Chapman creeper farm, the Hourglass farm that makes use of 2 cats, one on either end, directing creepers into a central funnel away and to a kill box on the far end. This farm produced not nearly as well as the big scale farm, but it is only one platform. It produced 31 pieces of gunpowder in 10 minutes. Scaled it up, 186 per hour. For a small, relatively quick and easy farm to build, that isn't bad. If you just need a couple of stacks every now and then, this is probably your farm to go. The biggest problem is getting 2 cats into this thing, because that, I've found, isn't necessarily the easiest thing to do. Scale that up to a farm that has 4 times the amount of spawner space. It brings it into, theoretically, the same sort of spawning area and league as our main creeper farm. But does it perform in the same sort of league? You'd think it would do about 4 times the amount of spawns. And you wouldn't be too far off, going from 31 pieces of gunpowder in 10 minutes to 150 and 900, this chest, 900 gunpowder per hour. Now that is a far cry off from the 1,500 our farm gets in an hour's time, but 900 is nothing to laugh at. Compare that to Shelkercroft's gunpowder farm, his creeper farm, which also makes use of cats and carpets and platforms. Same kill chamber. One would think this farm would perform similarly. Well, you wouldn't be too far off. As opposed to 31 pieces of gunpowder per hour that the single layer of Chapman's farm produced, this one produced 28 pieces of gunpowder in the 10 minutes. Makes for 168 per hour. Not too far off. However, what really surprised me was when this got scaled up to be a 4-layer farm, to be within the league of our creeper farm, it did not perform nearly as well. The Chapman farm, for reference, at this scale, produced 900 gunpowder per hour. This farm produced a quarter of that. I am very surprised, and I performed this test twice, and I got the same results within 1 or 2 pieces of gunpowder difference. Shulkercraft's creeper farm works great in the small scale. Doesn't seem to scale so well. So what does that seem to tell us? Well, my friends, it's fairly simple. Both Chapman and Shelkercroft have designed very simple, small, early game creeper farms. They are relatively cheap to produce, but one of them scales significantly better than the other. The Chapman farm can be scaled up. The Shelkercraft one does not seem to be worth your time and effort to scale it up. But despite that, the Chapman farm still does not really compare with our Gnembon adapted creeper farm, which produces 1,500 gunpowder at just 8 layers, 4 active layers at any given point in time. Remember, those are also just 4 layers. Same benchmark, same kind of league, one would think. However, it is significantly larger. The amount of space you need for this farm is drastically bigger. But I am leaving something out. There is a 6th farm that I haven't mentioned, and that is the predecessor to our creeper farm. That is Gnembon's stock default mob farm. How does it compare in terms of producing gunpowder? Well, my friends, the rationale behind my adaptation to this farm is if you limit the types of mobs that can spawn, the ones that are able to spawn, you should be getting more of. That's how my logic works. You'd be surprised that that doesn't necessarily carry through. Gnembon's mob farm, as it stands, without any of the modifications, without the trapdoors, i.e. still producing zombies and skeletons along with the usual spiders and creepers, produces a shocking 1,410 gunpowder per hour. Less than 100 gunpowder difference. And you do get a bunch of bones and a rather significant amount of rotten flesh on top of that as well. So not only do you get a wider variety of drops, but you get the same amount of gunpowder for arguably a lot less effort. Placing those trapdoors is by far the hardest part of building my creeper farm. With the stock Gnembon farm, that isn't necessary. So, what is the final verdict? 6 creeper farms tested, tried, experimented on. Here are the results. If you need an early game creeper farm, something that is quick to put up, something that'll give you a couple of stacks of gunpowder per hour, short term, definitely build either the Chapman single layer or build the Shulkercraft single layer creeper farms. Both perform admirably. However, if you need large scale gunpowder, you can build the Gnembon Mob Farm. Stock standard, no modifications, it will produce the gunpowder you're looking for, with a slight boost to the amount of gunpowder and the convenience of not having to sort out as many different drops. Go ahead and build my modification there too. My friends, I hope this video has helped you all. I hope it's been useful. I hope it's been interesting. All the links to these different mob farms are down in the description. Go check them out if you want to build any of them. My friends, this has been your friend the Elementalist. Until next time, have an absolutely brilliant one.